Hey, learning today how to go from this to this.
Jumping into Darkroom, today we're going to look at the mask and more precisely as the drone mask. So there is different type of mask into Darktable, but for today's video I will focus on drone mask, which I feel can be very interesting even for a beginner if you want to start to be either creative or already fine-tune some of your adjustments. So a mask basically for people that may have used it on Photoshop or on different softwares. Here it's a mask that you draw from a vectorial point of view. So my take on that, and again it's only my workflow, is usually I draw my mask directly into the mask manager that is on the left here of Darktable, and then you can reuse the mask in the different module and apply them in the different module. This is very important to understand and to remind yourself later on, is that drone masks are the only ones that are managed in the mask manager. For the parametric mask that we will see in another video, you cannot reuse them, but they are specific on the module and you cannot move them from module to module. For drone mask, the interesting part for me is that you can start your mask and then you can reuse it in the different module that you have. So I already made some adjustment, but today I will start with the drone mask. So there is different way for the drone mask. You can paint it, you can use some form, round form, oval form, you can use the path, and you can use some gradient. For me today, I think the most useful one to show you, because the other one may be a little bit more self-explanatory, are the pass one. So if you click on pass one, you can start to draw your mask around. So here I will try to draw my mask on the door here that you can see. And it's a vectorial mask that you will draw. So you click point by point and it will do your full pass. One important thing is if you click just a left click, it will be a round shape curve. If you hold control and click, then it will start to be a direct and more angular shape. So here I control click here, then I will control click on the other side of my door, and so on and so on. So starting here, you see there is the different options that are shown on top. So if you click, it will add a node. If you control click, it will add a sharp node. Here I will definitely need sharp node, so I will just click here, then I will draw it like that, and you just click and release, and then you click on the next one, and then you do the same here, then you do the same on the last one, and then here I'm done, so I just right click to go out. Again, you do not need to be very precise at the beginning. I think it's one of the things that I've read in the different forums. Beginners would just try to be really sharp on the first draw. Don't worry, it's possible later on to move the different points, even to add some extra points and to move the feather around, so how far your mask will be applied. So here what I will show you is that I can still move this. I can still move the different points. I can even, if I want, zoom in. So let's say I zoom in a little bit more, and here you see I can just go there and say, okay, I will move a little bit more on the right. I will maybe stick here. I will also, I can just move my feather. So you see the dotted line that is going out and in. So I will move it very in because I don't want the effect to be feather around. And then I can just move around, do the same here on this point. So again here, trying to move it a little bit here. I found again my feather point here, and I can just drag it here. We'll do the same for the four angles. So again, bear with me, I try to be also a little bit fast. I'm pretty sure you will spend a little bit more time to adjust, even maybe to detour here the object, so you can be as precise as you want here for the sake of this demonstration. I will try to be not too long also for you guys. So here you see I really drawn my mask like that. Just going back to fit in, and you see I detour my door here. One of the things that I would strongly advise you to keep the things really, I would say, organized. You can rename here your path. So I will rename it door, and then I know it will be my door here. It's very important because if you have different adjustments, if you draw different paths, then we will see in another video that you can combine them, you can exclude one from another, so you can really do some very precise things with the drawn mask. So start, even if it's only one, start to take the same good habits to just name your mask, so then later on when you have more complex image and more complex adjustment, you will not be lost. And here what I wanted to show you is this mask. Then I can reuse it wherever I want. So I can, for example, use it in the exposure. So I will just select here draw mask, and then I will decide to apply it on my existing mask door, and it will just modify the exposure here. Of course, you can duplicate your instance and apply a different exposure with the drawn mask. One of the fun things, just for the sake of the demonstration, that is interesting is, for example, the monochrome also tool module can be used here. So basically, if I say a drawn mask here, you see the monochrome is only applying to the old image until I select the drawn mask to door, and then it will only apply to the door. Then remember one thing, you can also invert it, and here you see the -1, so I can just say toggle the polarity of the mask. So basically I will invert the module here. That's what I'm looking for actually. I just click here, and basically all my image is has turned monochrome, and then the door kept in color. So you see those masks, we can use them somewhere else. We can use them in different modules, so it's very powerful. Again, at I would say first sight, it can look a little bit scary, it can look a little bit complex, but I encourage you to try it, to test the different way of drawing your mask, also with the oval one, the round one, and so on, and see what you can do with it. We start to toggle a little bit and to play a little bit with the creative side of Darktable, and I think it's always very interesting. Here I made it very extreme for the sake of the demonstration, but of course for me I would also use it if I want to, let's say, adjust a little bit the exposure on one side of the image, or adjust also the sharpness, for example, if you refer to my previous video, only on part of the image. So really use it, play with it, and I think you will see that it's not as complex as it seems. And then once you have started to get the knowledge of it, you can really use it in various modules, and you will find a new way of using it every day.